Hello all, Jeff here with a new video. I'm back on Forza Motorsport 7 because, as you may know, I've qualified for the Mans Esport Super Final, and at Le Mans we'll be using a wheel instead of the much faster controller. So I thought to myself, we'll start off by doing a benchmark time on the controller. So here I'm using the Falcon V8 Supercar at Bathurst because that's what I know. So yeah, we'll go from there. So I'll do 30 laps on the controller, then I'll do 30 laps with a number of different wheel settings. So thank you for all those that have responded to my Twitter posts over the last few weeks. It's really helped. So I've tried every single one of your wheel settings, and I'll show you what settings I am using to start off with. But as you can see, it's the controller lap you're seeing now. So we'll just have to wait and see what kind of time I can do. So as I said, V8 Supercars around Bathurst is a car track combination I know very, very well. Like the last, a few years ago, the Supercars E-Series was on Forza Motorsport, and I tried qualifying for that, and the best time that someone was able to do was a low 205, which is very, very quick for Forza. You are not going to do 201s like the Supercar drivers do on iRacing. There is no way you can do that on Forza. But the best time I could do in that E-Series qualifying was a 2 minutes 6.6, and that was with like a week and a half of practice, like what I was doing with Mans Esport. So it's so my aim here was just to get into 206 just to see what we can do. Generally, every now and then I'll just do a 1 hour session with this car, this track, and normally I can get into 206s. So we'll see if we can do that here, mind you. So I'll do, as I said, 30 laps on controller, then 30 laps on each wheel setting, each different type of wheel settings I use. So I did spend a lot of time. That did mean that I was getting used to the wheel as well. But here we go. We'll just see what kind of time we can do here. And it would be a 206.9. So that's the benchmark. Whether we can get anywhere near that on wheel, well, who knows? This is the first set of wheel settings. I won't just get into say what the details are. You can screenshot these if you like, if you want to give them a go yourself. Now these wheel settings were given by my good mate T1R Oz. So he always uses wheel on Forza. If you're wondering what wheel I am using right now, it's the Logitech G920. I mean, it's a great wheel, but it just feels so off on Forza. I was just playing Gran Turismo the other day with my G29, which is basically the same wheel, and it felt so much better. So it's obviously the game, for some reason, it just doesn't feel right on wheel. It's definitely, it's definitely, controllers are a huge advantage on Forza, let's just say that. But in the same sense, I do need to get as much practice as I can on the wheel because, we're going to be using wheels at Le Mans. I don't have the Thrustmaster TS-XW yet. That might change later on, but this we'll have to do. So we'll see what kind of lap we can do here. Alright, so what I did with Oz's wheel settings is I actually did, instead of doing 30 laps with the same settings, I did do 15 laps with the force feedback setting of 44 that I've always had, and then I did another 15 laps where I changed the force feedback to 88, basically doubling the force feedback. So this was my best lap of using both force feedback settings, if you will, and not changing anything else. What I found was increasing the force feedback definitely made me drive a lot more consistently, even though with the lesser force feedback I was able to get a quicker clean lap. But the thing with the wheel is it just feels so twitchy on Forza. It's just a weird sensation. I know I sound like a complete noob on wheel, but that's just on Forza. But you try and I think my issue with using wheel on Forza is I drive too realistically, if that makes sense. So trail brake, thing with Forza you really need to do at times is like trail brake, a little bit of brake, a little bit of accelerator at the same time to keep the car steady. I do know that normal steering might be better for wheel users as well. Here I was using sim steering, so that's another thing to note. But yeah, I have used the Thrustmaster TS-XW on Forza at live events before, at Expo should I say, and I did find that the force feedback was a hell of a lot stronger than what the G920 can offer, but in the same sense, it is the game as well, because I've used the same wheel on Race Room, and trust me, the force feedback on Race Room, like the stance settings, is very, very strong. I actually really like the feel of that. The Forza just feels so weak. It's almost like you're trying to drive a front-wheel drive car, even though this is rear-wheel drive. That's like the sensation I kind of get, and then you lose all control, and you oversteer, and you just lose all sorts of control. And yeah, it's just a weird sensation, but it's something that I have to get used to. I have to have heat trust in the wheel. But there's a 208.4, so yeah, it's a start, but not overly terrible. Next wheel settings come from TPR Commando. So, for those that that aren't familiar with Forza, Commando is one of the best Forza players in the world. He's with the TPR Pro team for Mans Esports, and they are like within the top 3 points as of recording of this video. So, Commando has been very fast for a long time. So, he's kindly given me these settings, so I'll give these a shot. Again, feel free to screenshot these, because, I don't want to just blabber on the whole time, but here they are. And a lot of these settings, I don't really understand what's going on. I mean, the axis for the clutch acceleration, yeah, I get that. Pneumatic trail and all that, I don't know much about. So here was my best lap with Commando settings. So yeah, we just have to see it. Like in terms of how I felt with these settings, I definitely felt a lot faster than I did with Oz's initial settings. However, what I did feel was I wasn't as consistent. I was making a lot of mistakes, spinning a lot more. Maybe that's just me. So it all depends on how I feel. I mean, to Oz, Commando, and every single one of you that's given me settings, I thank you. It has actually helped me a lot, and it's actually give me more time to trust the wheel and doing the job on Forza. I mean, I've done some online multiplayer with the wheel, and and even there it just feels off. But in the same sense, Supercar you are seeing now, I have not done any tuning or upgrading at all, so it will definitely be a lot better with a tune. And I know for a fact that in regards to tuning cars, I know settings need to be different if you're using a controller compared to a wheel. So I do know that. I don't know that much about tuning. Probably the only thing I know about tuning is like, the SUVs and trucks that were banned in A-Class years ago. I mean, I was doing tunings for those, but you can't really do much about that now. But in the same sense, just got to keep faith in the wheel. That's basically what we need to do here. And I mean, until I get the Thrustmaster wheel, the G920, I'm just gonna have to trust it. I mean, in online multiplayer, I do struggle with the wheel. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm not tuning or whatever it is, but just have to keep on trucking on, basically. So we'll see what kind of time we can do with Commando settings. So I don't expect to do a 206, let's be honest. I think that's out of... We're not even going to get anywhere close to a 206 with the wheel. It just feels so foreign to me. But anyway, out of the last corner, we'll see what kind of time we can do here. It would be a 208.1. So not too bad, so we're improving a lot more. But next up, Jim Hydra. We'll see what kind of settings he has for me. For those who aren't familiar with Hydra, he is a very, very quick guy on Forza, and only 17 years old as well, and like to the point where he's ineligible for the Mans Esport Super Final. And it's a shame, because if he was at least 18 years old, he probably would have qualified by now. But in the same sense, he's a very, very, very quick guy, and no doubt we will see him in future Le Mans Esports and Forza RC events. But he's got these settings for me. Again, feel free to screenshot them. So, I mean, the acceleration, the steering axis, I kind of understand all that. But I mean, like, the real technical stuff at the bottom, I don't really get. So, thank you guys for helping me out. But we'll see what kind of time we're able to do with Hydra's settings. What I did find personally was I was a lot more consistent than I was with Commando settings. In the same sense, lap times were very, very similar, like as in the best, best clean laps. So, that's, it's a plus. And, as you can see here, lap 30, this was pretty much my last lap as well. So that just tells you how much I was trying to beat the last best wheel time, if that makes sense. But in the same sense, using all these things actually, gave me a lot more practice on the wheels. So there is that as well. But yeah, we just have to wait and see. So we've got Hydra settings here, and we'll have one more set of wheel settings straight after this. So yeah, I mean, using the wheel, it feels so weird. It's almost like you have to tap steer on the wheel as well. It just feels so unnatural to me. So there is that to think about as well. And not only that, I was trying to replicate my best control lap as best as I could. Obviously, very hard when it feels like there's gaps in the inputs on the wheel. That's how I feel with wheel on Forza. It just feels like when you turn the wheel, it feels like got an input there, then you slightly turn it a little bit more to the left or to the right, and you feel like you've got nothing down a little bit more. Then you got input. Yeah, it's a very weird sensation, that's for sure. So, I mean, the wheel rotation could probably help with that. Force feedback definitely helps. When I was playing with Ozzy's settings. Anyway, down Conrod Straight, we'll just have to wait and see what kind of time we can do here. But, these laps, I mean, they're only going to help. So we just have to see how we go down the chase. And see how we go. But yeah, I'll definitely get the Thrustmaster wheel at some point. I know I am blabbering on here, but it's almost over here. So Murray's Corner, we'll see what kind of time we can do here with Hydra settings. So it's probably going to be a very low 208, 208.1, just beating Commando. But we've got one more set of settings, and it's from perhaps the best Forza wheel user in the world, Ozzy M. Now, I wasn't able to find the tweet Ozzy initially put up what early last year. Maybe he deleted the tweet, but I did find his settings on one of JSR Devon's videos. So if there's a slight chance that you're watching this, Devon, thanks mate. I'm going to use these as well. I think this is like one of a number of settings that Ozzy was using. So again, the steering, acceleration, deceleration axis, I don't think Ozzy did have a screenshot for that. The first few settings I can kind of get the gist of, but a lot of the others towards the end I just don't have a clue about. So we just have to wait and see how we go. We also had some settings from LZR Races. He was saying he was using the stock settings but just changing the wheel rotation. In the same sense, in that video I found Ozzy's settings on from JSR Devon. Devon said don't use the standard settings. So if you're watching these races, drinks on me whenever you go to Le Mans. But anyway, I was actually feeling pretty good with Ozzy, feeling very comfortable with Ozzy's settings. I definitely felt I was a lot more consistent with his settings compared to everybody else's. And in the same sense, Ozzy's on the wheel all the time. I'm pretty sure he's using a Fanatec or Fanatic, whatever you like to call it, wheel. These days, I don't know if these settings were for a G920 or for his Fanatec. Hard to tell. I know he doesn't use a G920 these days. Well, I'm only assuming that is. But anyway, up the top of the mountain. So again, yeah, I was doing a 30 lap stint here. This is lap 7, so this is my best lap. So just in the note that I couldn't really improve from a clean point of view after this. But I was feeling confident with Ozzy's settings, and if we get, and I was thinking to myself, if I can get the fastest time with Ozzy's settings, I'll stick with Ozzy's settings. And I'm pretty sure Oz's settings at the start of the video were one of the different types of settings that Ozzy was using previously. So there is that to think about as well. Anyway, plunging down Forest Elbow, we'll just have to wait and see what kind of time we can do. But it's been a huge challenge just trying to get used to the wheel. Look, I haven't played Forza for like for a week or so now. As of recording this video, I will get back on during the weekend, during the week, that's for sure, so I can get myself more comfortable. You know, to all those that are doing Rivals Round 6 for Le Mans Esports, good luck. You know, good luck, do your best, put the hours in. It's definitely worth it if you qualify like I did last time. But what kind of time can we do here? It would be a 2:07.8, so less than a second off my controller time, which is not bad at all. Yeah, that's it. So in terms of the times, with Ozzy settings, my best was a 2:08.485, Commando 2:08.127, Hydra 2:08.111, and with Azzy's settings, which I'll be sticking with for now, a 2:07.860. As I said at the start, thank you everyone that has responded to my tweet. Help me out with the best settings for the G920 for now. But yeah, there you have it. So if you like the video, smash the thumbs up button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and if you want to see more, subscribe and tap the notification icon. Anyway, this is Jeff here, and happy racing. Cheers.